Well, good afternoon. Let me just try that. Good afternoon, Harrison. How are you?
I'm doing well.
I'm good. So you're back in Iowa,
Yep, flew home Saturday to New York City.
and the flight was okay, I guess. So
It's okay.
yeah,
Home with family and quarantine in my house and just practicing piano.
right. Let's see. Well, what do you got prepared today? What are we doing?
Let's shoot my carnival.
Carnival. Okay. So last week was your first lesson on it, basically.
Yeah.
Okay. So give it a shot. Let me see what you got, and we'll take it from there.
Okay, start from
Okay, good. Let's stop. Let's right there. Let's nail that first line. First of all, I think you're sitting a little bit too close. So if you're going to sit that close to the keys, it's going to limit your range of motion. Exactly. It's going to limit your range of motion. And you're also sitting a little too low to be able to draw the sound out of the instrument with the full use of the torso. It looks like half your torso is too low. Can you raise the bench a little, or it's a set one?
this one's a set.
You want to sit on something else just to lift it up a little bit?
Yeah, I might be able to do
That's what I would do.
that. Okay, I have a...
There you go. Whatever it takes. There you go. Does that feel too high, or you're all right?
That's actually not too bad.
Okay, good. So what you want to do is you want to lean slightly toward the piano, okay, to get that first opening. Yeah, exactly. So now you're a little higher. You should be able to draw out more sound, but ta-dee. So you have more like ta-dee, 2, 3, 2, 3. And you also need to stay in the keys for the full value of that long note. I think when you come out of that, you should have just enough time to get to the next eighth note. If you come out too soon, you're going to lose the sense of line, the sense of the duration of that. If you cut that short with your body, you're cutting it short musically as well. So try to stay as long as you can. Just like a conductor would hold that long note longer, you need to do that too. So try it again, but feel the pulse before you start. More think of 1, 2, 3, and 1. Very noble, and draw the sound from the instrument. Think of drawing the sound out of the instrument. Not so much down, but and out. Think and up, 2, 3, and up, 2, 3. If you think out, the sound will go out. Try that. 2, 3, 2, 3. Okay. Okay, what I'm feeling there is they're too isolated. It's hard for me to do this, but I'm going to try to set this up so that it's, I don't know, I have to be able to play. So if I were to do this, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3. So you get one line out of it instead of a isolated one where you just have 1, 2, 3, another 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Don't think 1, 2, 3. Think of just think of like one pulse per measure. Right to the ends. You just feel the long line that way. Let's try that. 1, 2, 3. That's too fast. That's too fast. Yeah, that's too fast. You have to really feel you have to feel the 3 in the long note, but don't let it pull you down. 1 and 2 and 3, 1 and 2 and 3, da-dum, ba-dum. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Exactly. You see what that, it immediately sets you over the bar. Instead of feeling like the downbeat's the end of a phrase, it's actually carrying you through the phrase. And just as a conductor would sustain the sound in an orchestra, he wouldn't put his baton down at the end of each downbeat. He would sustain it as though you feel that you're doing a crescendo into the next one. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. have to break the left hand, you could do it in the spirit of the line. You understand? That, and then that also makes it sound more symphonic. Let's try it again.
Yeah.
You get it's better. Try it again. Okay, wait. That's better. The first couple, I like the eighth to the quarter, which was fine. And 1, 2, 3, 2, 3. You sounded da 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 da, almost like a triplet almost. It needs to sound sharper. Think 32nd note, play 16th. Bum bum. When you get ba-dum ba-dum bum bum ba-dum. If you think 32nd note and play 16th, that should place it better. Let's try that. 2, 3, 2, 3. Better. And the last one you could take a little more. Bum 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 ta-dam.
Should I do that both times?
No, the second. First time. So this way you have something a little different going on the second time. Okay? Then it gives it that symphonic weight. And it doesn't sound like you're just rushing. That's better. Let's try that one more time and then we'll move on.
Okay. Do you want me to do the repeat?
Yeah, do both. 2, 3, 2, 3. 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3. 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That was bad. The last one you could take a little bit, do a little something at the end of it, and then it won't sound the same as the first. Also, after the second measure, imagine you're starting softer so that you have a crescendo to do, so it just doesn't sound all loud, like this. 1, 2, 3, 2, 3. Start soft. You could break the left hand, both those chords a little more the second time. It just makes it a little different. But you see what I mean?
I do.
I like it that way. If you're going to repeat something, you do something a little different. Do it because it's musical to do. Don't do it because it's you're just trying something to do to the music to make it effective. Do it because it's the right thing to do. But that's better. Now let's just go on. 1, 2, 3. Let's take it from there. 2, 3, 2, 3. 3, 4, 3. And 1, 2, 3, 2, 3. Yeah, be careful there. What you're doing is you're doing that. You're coming off, and it's not really full value, but you're stopping the direction of the phrase. You need to take that time to round your arms around the chord. 2, 3, 2, 3. So, oops, sorry about that, folks. Basically, what I'm saying to do is to use, like a conductor would, you want to get the sound to keep going. So you need to use your arms and come around. Use those 2 beats between 1 and 3 with your arms around. Bum, bum, 2, 3, ba bum, 2, 3, ba bum. Don't just stay. Because if you just play the chord and stay, bum, bum, staying, it's going to lock. You're going to lock in the phrase. That's not what you want.
So,
Let me set this darn thing up. What I'm saying is to round it up. 1, 2, 3. Be a conductor. Be a conductor. Conduct it at the piano. Use your torso. Don't just rely on your fingers and your arms, because it comes from your back. See what I mean? 1, 2, 3. maestro. Be maestro, you know? No, even more. 1, 2, 3. Okay. That's better, but. The rhythm has to be a little bit sharper. 8ths and 16ths have to be a little bit more distinguished. So you have 1, 2, 3. Think 32nd note. 1, 2, 3. Try that. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 3. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. 1. That's better. You can take a little time at the end also. Da da dum bum yum. You could do that. Don't do the left hand like that. Let the downbeat of the left hand be that A flat. Don't break it from the downbeat. If you're gonna roll a chord, roll it before so that you're together with both hands on the end of it.
So.
Exactly. 2. Yes.
Okay. So.
Yeah, I'm still not happy about the rhythm.
Yep.
Da da dum, bum ba bum bum. All of those rhythms. Yum da dum. Don't rush 2, 3. Bum ba dum 3, 1. Bum 1, 2. No.
Good. Okay.
That tempo's better. You know, it doesn't have. It's not supposed to be fast. It's supposed to be like they open the door to the carnival and all the lights go on. It's supposed to be real 1800s carnival music. It's a grand waltz. Yeah. It could be lighter. Make sure. Make sure the left-hand chords are there. They support the melody, but they're also part of the structure. That's good. That's good tempo. Try it right there.
I'm missing my left hand.
I feel like it needs to be more in one. Don't think of. Don't think of every 8th note. Think of the phrases more. And if you sing it out loud, try singing it. You know, your fingers will follow your voice. It has to have a schwung to it. You know what I mean by that? More of a swing, more in one, a 1. Say the word 1 on every measure. 1, 1, 1, 1. Not noddy. You want just like that. Take it from right where it comes in. 1, 2. Yeah. Okay, the problem is your wrist is too high. So you go shape it more with your arm. Like that. Yeah, exactly. Then you're shaping the phrase. Shape the phrase with your arm more than with your fingers.
Okay, so.
That's too notey. Okay, now. Okay, that's better. Again, try to phrase it more within the treble that. Okay, that's pedal through that. See, I kind of lighten that up there because I want it to be a little different than what we heard before. So that was fine. Something like that. So try it again from D flat major, D. In this section not to get too overtly sentimental about it. It needs to still have a feeling of movement in it. You know, it shouldn't become another piece. So if you do don't take too much time before that. Better you take it after a note where you can breathe. That time I took a little more time. It was the second one. But you see, it still has to have a feeling of one. 1, 2, 3. Then I brought the left hand out a little more. See, now the right hand's coming down, the left hand's going up. See what I mean?
Yeah.
You have to do things spur of the moment in a way with this piece. It has to be very spontaneous. And it may not be the same thing you do every time. So if you do... You need that chord. So you're not really getting stuck in the sentimentality of it. You have to be very careful because then it starts to sound like a different piece. See what I mean? It's just spontaneous things you do instinctively, but you have to know that you have a pulse to keep, and there's a certain style about it. There's it's a little on the schmaltzy side, but it can't, you know what that means, but it can't get trite. It can't be trite. It has to still be within the Schumann style, but it is a carnival, and it has to be something very exciting about it. It can't just be the same thing. Try it from take it from there. Yeah, that's dangerous. That's very dangerous. You're getting too slow and fluffy about it. Let me set this up. It's hard to hold this here. Yeah, you got to watch. You got to keep your pulse. Make sure you maintain your pulse. Don't sway away off the road too much because then it's going to sound affected. And then it sounds like you're getting too slow for no reason. Keep your pulse. Now this part, wait. This part you can enjoy it a little bit more. Don't get too slow, but you do. Take a little bit of time, but then go right back. Otherwise, you're going to lose the pulse of the piece. Enjoy that part a little bit. And make sure you don't rush that phrase. You want that? It's not an ornament, it's melodic. Make sure it's melodic. Don't swallow up the notes when it's melodic. Get slow. There it is. See? Exactly.
So on that, what you're doing on that board, it sounds. Am I playing the same thing? Is that right? So
I do it before the beat on that, and when it comes again, the second one I do it on the beat like a triplet to snap it up a little bit.
So second time
on it. But I think if you sing it when you play it, it's going to kind of play itself. I do it on the beat. Yeah.
Okay, so maybe.
Can you play that quieter? Yeah, but you see, when you do it the second time, it's a different inflection. See, one. See, to me, if you take away all the notes, so it should be quieter. Always kind of filter things down to the harmonic structure so you get the feeling of it. It's all based on harmonic response to harmonic structures, and then you add the notes to it. See, to me, it's da, 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 it'll always be a little different. I never want to play it the same way twice, but your instinctive response to what's happening harmonically comes first. And that, to me, that's really the crux of how you create sound and color, and how you know how to breathe within the phrase. So you're getting it there. So you could say, then you can go, you see? It kind of keeps it interesting from the standpoint of what you're hearing. Yeah, try that again. Just try it. Wait.
I think it's funny. That should be
I wouldn't be sentimental on that one. I would use that as the bridge to the next section. That pushes it back into the groove.
Yeah, the second one.
Take time. I would take time. Yeah, but me personally, I would take a little time in that one. The second one. Let it. Yeah, the second one.
Okay, so.
Wait. See, that one I wouldn't play the same way. I was doing it a little differently, but not to copy it, but that more like dee dum bum 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 bum, lighter and softer there to go into the next section. See what I mean? Let me set this here so I could give you the idea. See what I did? I lightened it up so that I have somewhere to push it back to. See, first one. See what I mean?
Too much.
See, that one I would slow down because it's the last one before the next session. So if you were to do I like that little slower. But the first one not. See what I mean? I'll show you again what I mean. You want it to go to the next long note. Right? Yeah. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, there's a sense of style to it. Not so straight. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
A little lilt. It has to have a lilt to it. And I think that's what maybe gives it that. And that's important. You know?
It's that,
that I wouldn't fool around with so much. I'd play that much more straight, softly. The left hand is so important, you can't ignore it. Sometimes just practicing the left hand alone, you hear it a lot differently. Take it now from and think melodically of the chromatics. Okay, watch that rhythm. Rhythm. It's not. It's like grace notes. Dum chum 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 dum 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 dum. Do it slowly. Dum dum dum. How's it? Do it slowly. 1, 2, dum dum. Ba-dum 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 ba-dum. Really place it properly. 2. That's it. Just a drop faster. Add the left hand to that at that tempo. 1, 2. Good. Now do it the same thing a little faster. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Watch that right hand gets a little lazy in the rhythm. Do it as block notes. Just do that. Do it that way. I want to see what happens. Now, just very slightly break it. Right. Now do it as a true, it's a 30-second. Say da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Dum, da-da-da-dum, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. There you go. Got it. I always say, sing it out loud. Your fingers follow your voice. They always do. Sing it. Just play it the way you would sing it. Dum 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 da 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 da. Keep going. Let's go to the end of that. Keep going. That's too much. It's way too much. It loses the line. So if you're doing a little more pedal for the color, like a half pedal. I have a drop of pedal on there that gives it a color, you know, not over pedaled and not dry. Can you hear it?
Yeah.
You hear it a little, even on this silly thing. You can do it. Even though they're broken, you still have to feel they're melodic. Left hand. It's just the last three or so. It's in tempo. Ba da dee da da dee da da yum bum 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 bum. That's how I would sing it. It's enough. You know, you don't need to superimpose this monstrous retard on there. It's hearsay. It's not what he wrote. You know what I mean? Just keep it going. Just keep it going. There's no need to slow it down. You take it right from. Make sure the left hand doesn't bury the right hand. This is. Make sure the left hand is like cellos and basses, but with everybody else really soaring away. Not so fast. It's so diffuse down there. It's so low in the register that it gets swallowed up very easily. So you have to play it very cleanly so an audience could even hear it clearly. Whatever those are. See? Two, one. Don't rush the end. Make sure your left hand. We need the harmony. Enough space between those, but make sure not everybody play plays that too choppy. It's make sure those have full value. That's very important. That's the harmonic. Yeah. Exactly. Good. Get it. What do we got? What's with the next movement? I would definitely have more of a distinction between, it's like the clown. He's coming behind you, and he's got a little cover over his face, and then he jumps in front of you and goes, "Here I am." He's hiding around you, and it's like you feel like somebody's behind you, but you're not sure, and he shows up with that crazy clown face. Don't be too slow. And 1 and 2. Think of the phrase, not the. Shh. 4. Make sure not to accent those too much, like this. It's it's still a phrase. Don't make it too. One I would do just musically, he is Pierrot. He's sad. He's a crazy kind of clown. I would feel more crawling string sound, like. Quieter, It's just that it's the same all the time. You don't want it to be the same all the time. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. I wouldn't do it so detached. You see, they're too. I think those are too detached. I think that's too detached. Too much. I think you need to just feel as a phrase. They're portato, as strings would play. He doesn't want to. That's real legato. It still has a phrase. Even if you're playing slightly detached, you still have to have a phrase. See? Sing it. You'll see. I'm going to just shut this off for now, but hopefully some friends got a chance to see what we're doing at home and teaching during this craziness. Hope everybody's safe and well. Say goodbye, Harrison.
Bye.